Morning. We're going to try this again. Forget those technical difficulties. Sorry. Thank you for whoever jumped on. And today, look, I'm going to talk to you about the most important hour of your day. I call it the magic hour. And what you do during this hour is going to affect your whole day. So, hey, this is Randy Spear coming to you live from Spring, Texas. And appreciate you being on. If you're watching me live, man, hashtag comment live. If you're watching me on the replay, then hey, check a comment replay and let me know where you're watching from. So let's get this started. And if you got some comments, Dan, I'd love to hear from you along the way. So what you do during this hour, like I said, can compound your productivity and your effectiveness. It can to absolutely set the tone for your complete day. It'll even help you, how you sleep. It'll dictate how well you sleep and how things go. So I call this, the magic hour. And this outweighs everything you're going to do the next 23 hours. So, I mean, is that an important hour or what? Based on what you do in this hour affects the next 23, 24 hours of your day. So, how powerful do you want that to be? How powerful do you want the rest of your 24 hours to be? And, it's going to tell you whether you're going to be successful or if it's a waste of time. I mean, you know, we all have days that we go through and you're like, man, what happened? What did I do this day? Well, what if you didn't have to worry about that? What if you could compound that day after day after day and be more effective each day as you wake up and as you go on with your day? So, for the majority, the last hour of people's day is probably the most unproductive. It's distracted by social media, by TV, by just doing nothing. And actually, this is the most important hour of your day, the last hour before you go to sleep. And what you do during that hour is going to affect everything, including how you sleep. So, you ready to check it out and see why and what's going on? I mean, is it worth learning why this hour is so important? I'm talking to you and telling you how it's so powerful, it's going to affect your sleep and everything else. And so, what do you do right before you go to bed? Is coded in your brain. It's coded in your long-term memories. So what you do, what you process, how you spend that hour is coded, and you're going to, you've all heard what you focus on expands. And so what you do during that hour is going to expand. And what's crazy is when you go to sleep, your brain processes everything you did for that day, but it doesn't do it equally. That last hour is the most important hour. So right before you go to sleep, what you do in that hour is going to set the tone for how you sleep and what your brain does while you sleep. And I'm not going to get into all the science behind it, but your subconscious doesn't sleep. So let's put your subconscious to work. Top competitors like Michael Phelps, before he went to sleep, he visualized winning. He visualized himself being on the podium. Man, he even pictured himself, and he would write this out. He would picture himself on the podium with the national anthem playing and the flag being raised, and he visualized that. And that was something he did, and a lot of other successful athletes and professionals do that right before they sleep. And it puts their brain to work and helps them start figuring things out even when they're not trying to figure it out. Your subconscious will work for you. So, if you set these habits, it'll set the tone for your next day. It'll set the rest of your life, actually, because like I said earlier, they compound. So your most critical habits are found during this time. So how you end the day doesn't only set how well you sleep, it dictates what you'll do and how you wake up. How focused you are when you wake up. Man, if you just don't know what to do, I talked about rituals and daily rituals a lot, but this is a really important one. So it decides if you're going to be distracted or motivated when you wake up this hour. It's going to decide who you're going to be that next day. Man, if you're going to wake up in a bad mood or a good mood, if you're going to be focused and positive, or if you're going to be super negative. I mean, all what you do in this last hour It decides if you're going to be in control of your next 24 hours or if your next 24 hours are going to control you. Are you going to be in reactive mode or are you going to be in progress mode and effective mode? Your next day is going to control you or you're going to control it, how you want to handle it. This hour, this last hour before you go to sleep is going to dictate all this for you. So, look, if you're watching this, you're watching it live, man, comment live. If you're watching it, on the replay, again, comment on the replay. I really appreciate the comments. It's important, for the whole algorithm thing, but also it's just helpful for me as well. So again, let's get back to it. Life is going to happen to you with or without you. So you can choose if you want it to be happening to you or with you. And I always want to help you have life happen with you. So you can be in reactivity mode or you can be in positive mode. Research shows that 96% of the people are on their phones right before they go to sleep. Wow, that's huge. And 90% do it while they're in bed. And most people know, and if you don't know and you're watching this for the first time and hearing this for the first time, God bless you, but man, if you're on your phone right before you go to bed, those LEDs, that light affects your sleep. It affects everything. It affects your circadian rhythm. It affects, how creative you are the next day, how sleepy you are the next day. And it affects all this. It affects your sleep. And so, man, the worst thing you could do is be on your phone right before you go to sleep. It affects your creativity. I mean, just everything. You will not have a restful night if you're on your phone. So what I suggest is 30 to 45 minutes or an hour before you go to sleep, man, put your phone in a different area of your house. I mean, if you don't have to sleep next to your phone, then don't sleep next to your phone. I don't know about you, but I use my phone as my alarm. So if you do that, then man, just put it on your dresser. Don't put it on your nightstand. Put it on your dresser so that you have to get up and turn that alarm off. So your phone's not right next to you. And during this last hour, I'm going to show you what you can do to help make things totally different for your next day, your next 24 hours for the next day. So I'm telling you, the worst thing you can do is get on that phone. That is the ultimate worst. And most people do. I get it. So what you do drives your behavior, and your behavior influences your identity. Psychologists call this self-signaling. And it's kind of like, it means, you judge yourself based on your behavior. So, if you eat a donut, then you judge yourself as a person that eats a donut. If you get up early and work out and exercise, then you judge yourself as a person that gets up early and exercises. If you read a book, then you judge yourself as being a reader, right? And so all behavior is addictive. And, I say this, winning is a habit and so is losing. And doing the phone right before you go to sleep, or you're just scrolling the phone throughout the day, is a habit. And what happens is it repeats itself and repeats itself, and you become distracted. Man, you're just living in other people's, their highlight reel, and you're not living your own life. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm just talking about your last hour. And so all behavior seeks more of itself. And so I'm trying to get you to be a productive behavior. And one of the things that you can be productive by is just changing that habit. By scrolling on social media, you're going to continue to scroll and you're going to continue to repeat that behavior. And you're more likely to do it over and over again. So let's set up your day to be proactive. Let's set up your day to be super positive, rather than to just be tossed to and fro by distractions and other agendas. So the hour before you go to bed, let's prime the brain. Let's prime your brain for the next day. It's really simple. The first thing you got to do again is put your phone in silent airplane mode 30 to 60 minutes before you go to sleep. Right? Even before before that, just put it on the way, like I talked about, put it away. Then pull out a journal. And in your journal, it's going to be, man, this is super simple, but it compounds hugely. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Just write down 3 things you're grateful for. And look, what's going to happen there is research shows that if you do this before you go to bed, you'll sleep better. It'll take it, you'll sleep better, you'll be more restful, you'll be happier. But if you want to take it to the next level, write down 3 wins that you had that day. It could be something simple as like yesterday, I went walking with my wife in the park and we got to spend time together. Another one was, I ate better than I did the day before. And another one was I did the wins. I wrote down my gratitude for the day, right? That's 3 wins. And then write down 3 wins you want to have for the next day. Now, look, they may not be the exact ones you get when you get to the evening, but what I'm trying to get you to do is focus on winning rather than focus on being reactive. And by you doing this, when you wake up, by writing down the wins you want to have for the next day, your brain's going to start focusing on those wins while you're sleeping. And so when you wake up, you're going to wake up with a purpose. You're going to wake up with, drive and vision and goals for your life and goals for the next day. And what happens is this stuff compounds day after day after day. You start writing these 3 wins down and the wins that you had that day. And it's huge. It's huge because during the day, you're looking for the wins and you start focusing on the wins. And as this happens over and over again, man, life just starts changing for you because you're no longer a negative, excuse me, you're not a negative person focused on the negative. You're focused on winning. And I want you to be a winner. I don't want you to be focused on losing. So there's huge benefits by doing this, right? There's huge benefits. It's going to boost your gratitude and confidence. You're going to improve your sleep and your happiness. You're going to start directing your subconscious to be purposeful. And you're going to give your next day a purpose, just like I talked about. You're going to wake up energized. I mean, I'm going to go into a whole nother video about how this is going to affect your sleep and waking up and how people snooze the alarm. But I don't want to affect that. I want you to be down. So again, write down the 3 wins. I'm going to end with this. Write down the 3 wins you had for the day, and write down the 3 wins you want to have the next day, and do this over and over and over the rest of your life. So I just want to take a second to just thank you. Thank everyone for watching. Thank you, especially to those that have commented and are are commenting as I'm asking you to do. As far as commenting live. If you're watching this live again, just comment live. If you're watching this on the replay, please comment replay. Tell me where you're watching it from. And look, if you're gonna do this, just comment 3 wins. If you watch this to the end and you see this and you say, hey, I'm going to do 3 wins, just comment 3 wins, man. I'd love to support and encourage you through it because I'm doing it. I'm doing it with a buddy of mine and we're going to be doing it every day. So remember, comment the 3 wins if you're in, and remember to follow, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of these lives. Thank you. Share this with someone you love and care about. I know I went a little long, but I appreciate so much. I wanted to make sure people understood exactly what's going on and where I'm coming from here. And man, again, thank you so much. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And thanks for watching. See ya.